Hi, and welcome to Coach's Corner, where systems matter and both personal and professional learning and development is beneficial for everyone and essential for some. As always, please like, subscribe, comment, share, and hit the notification bell. Let's get started.
Hey everyone, we're back joined with Brett Zandis, better known as Coach Little Z23, the systems master, time hacker of the year, and for multiple years to come. As he said multiple times, systems are predictable and they help you to increase your output. What he can get done in 2 hours, what most people get done in a week. It's pretty impressive, and it's amazing that it only took him 15 years to create this system. When you look at it, it's like, oh, this is very simple. And then after, certain things happen, you realize how in depth it is. And he does take ownership in everything he does. And I think you guys can see that, as we've come out and done these videos. But the ownership and the thoughtfulness that he put into his systems really show, because, he lives, breathes, talks it every day. He wants to help everyone as much as, not as much as the next person, but he wants to help everyone more than, probably your own family. It's amazing that his passion for helping people is so, special, I think, especially in a day where everyone's so selfish. So, thank you, and we appreciate it, or, I know I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. I hope it does help.
Yeah.
If it doesn't, fire me.
Yeah.
Fire me with pay. That's how I used to fire people, with severance packages.
So we're going to start round 2 or part 2 of the Quora questions. We're going to be talking about entrepreneurship and entrepreneurs, for these, next 30 questions, 35 questions. So, look forward to that. And as I said on the first video, he's been doing Quora for, I think, 4 months, 5 months maybe.
Yeah, something like, I don't know. I keep violating their policies, so they're ticking me off every 3 seconds.
So there's been over 450 questions, so this is just a small sample size of the questions from starting his very first question to his latest questions as of yesterday. So it's a wide variety, and if you guys want to go check him out, like I said, go check him out on Quora at Brett Zandis. It's 2 T's. And,
yeah, they won't even let me put Coach Little Z on there.
Yeah, it's just like LinkedIn. You got to be a person.
Well, I am a person. I don't appreciate it.
So we shall get started with question number 1. How do you know if and when you are an entrepreneur?
Well, it's kind of like, I don't think I ever just answer a question. I have to preface it, but it's like people used to ask me about how do I know if I'm a leader? Mm-hmm. And I go, well, turn around. Yeah. And if you look around, if there's somebody behind you following you, you're a leader. If not, then you're not.
Yeah.
So I think it just depends on how you define entrepreneurism or entrepreneurship to begin with.
Okay.
Tough word to say 3 times fast, right? We've talked about the innovator. We've talked about the inventor. We've talked about, the copycatter. We've talked about the startup, the one that builds startup businesses. Yeah. The one that takes businesses over and whatever. The ones that just see stuff like cash for gold. And so it's such a broad area or topic. It's hard to be able to know. Right. But I think there's signs, right? It's like I used to say about leadership. Leadership's like the wind. Mm-hmm. You can't necessarily, see the wind, but you can see the effects of it, both positively and negatively, just like you can with leadership, right? So let's talk about it. You've seen that paper, that sack dance in the wind, so to speak, and you're just mesmerized by it. So, let's talk about the wind. So when you see that, it's so beautiful and mesmerizing, and you're taking a look at it, that's what I would call the positive leader, right? And then you have the other part of the wind where you saw in Katrina or devastation or do different things of that. And so kind of the same thing I would say like with Martin Luther King, you see all the positive effects of his leadership. And then you have Hitler and all the negative effects of his leadership, so to speak. But if you look at the people, probably they all had a really great mindset. One was negative, one was positive, obviously. Right. But they were serious, they were focused, they cared about their cause, whether it was right or wrong or bad or good. They probably have some sort of system of doing things, and then again, the person was the person, so to speak. Well, I think there's signs like that in entrepreneurism. Mm-hmm. So if you look behind you, are you helping people? Are you making money? Are you solving challenges or issues? Are you finding trends that make sense? Are you the surfer that is hitting some little waves while you're trying to catch your big wave?
Right.
And I could go on and on and on and on. But I think they, hopefully that's a good parallel for the people in how I would answer that.
Got it. I know this question was asked before, but in the previous video, but quickest way to make $1 million a year.
Penny a day doubled for 30 or 31 days is like, I don't know, somewhere between 5 and 9 million. There's been other people that have done the barter system. So I start with a t-shirt and I go get a microphone. And the t-shirt was $4 and that's worth 10. And then I take that and turn it into, I got a dog, and the dog turned it into a car, and a car, whatever. And eventually you could have a product, or what I would call merchandise.
Yeah.
I count products as you create that your own, but that's probably not a standard industry term.
Yeah.
That's just what I've come up with in my head. But eventually you could get to $1 million. And I think, I don't know about that guy that you were telling me about, but I don't know if he got to $1 million, but he got to a chunk, right? So the old barter system.
Yeah.
I think the other way is that you, it wouldn't be as quick, but there's the long-term set it and forget it money. Put a little money away for 30 years, you can have a big nest egg.
Yeah.
But I think that you can buy underpriced stuff consistently and sell it. So as an example, I don't know how much planes cost. It's been a while since that's come across my desk.
Yeah.
We have had that, by the way, in one of our businesses. So we try to sell some planes. But let's just say that the planes, for round numbers and easy sake, let's say that somebody wants $1 million for a plane. And let's say that the plane retail is worth $2.5 million. And at a low retail or a high wholesale, let's say that you could sell that plane for $2 million and you bought it for $1 million. Well, there you go. That's pretty quick.
Yeah.
Right? So the concept of buying and selling are the same, no matter what the price is, right? You got to buy something that's underpriced. You've got to sell it for a reasonably good price for both you and them. And so whether I sell, 10 $100 products and make $100 each, right?
Yeah.
Or whether I sell one product and make the exact same $1,000, it's the same process.
Yeah.
And so, all these, I will say that I'm not offended by the question, but, everybody wants something quick and this and that. And to me, if you get something quick, like you win the lottery and all that, I'll take the money.
Yeah.
But there's no learning lessons in that.
Right.
The key is in the learning part of it so that you can duplicate it. And that's why I do systems, because I've learned over the years, 15 years, as you've said, and one of the systems maybe took, 3 days, or what I would call more of a process or a procedure.
Yeah.
But the true system, to be able to put it together and systems that can truly help, especially when you talk about companies or entrepreneurs or different big stuff like that, then, that becomes a home run situation. But this get rich quick is just, I understand it, but I like the Iowa mentality, right? You're going to get the seed, you're going to, get the weeds away, you're going to bury the seed, you're going to put water on it, get the sun, keep the crows off, and it grows, you collect the harvest, versus the California, which that's where we live, mentality. Like by the time I order, if I don't have that drink and that Big Mac in my hand within 3 seconds, I'm out. You guys are terrible. So I would slow my roll on this, quick way to get there.
Yeah.
There's not really a super quick way to get there unless you're lucky.
Got it.
I should have just told them hard work.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where can I find actionable advice for young entrepreneurs who are in the early stages of startup?
I think there's a bunch of places. I think YouTube's a great place. I think, there's people on Quora and there's other social media sites.
Yeah.
I wonder if the real question is how can you get it to be cost effective? Well, there's free advice out there. Are you getting paid for it? Well, you are. Punk. I'm not necessarily getting paid for this. We've talked about that before, but the reality is that YouTube is a free service. Quora is a free service, and I can, Google. Go Google it. So there's a lot of different ways, but I will say I think the most effective way is what we are able to do, which is we have systems and structures. We can help you with this amazing mindset, and you would have a mentor that would go along with that, one of many mentors that we have within our organization, or go find another organization that will do that.
Right.
But you're going to have to do something for them.
Yeah.
If it fit, if you want it for free, maybe, and it fits within their wheelhouse, then you might get some really good free whatever.
Yeah.
Right? If it's just but they got to eat too.
Yeah.
Right? So I think there's a lot of ways to get really good sound advice with the way the internet is nowadays.
Got it. Who needs their mindset to change and become... maybe I wrote this wrong. So it says, who needs their mindset to change and become a successful entrepreneur?
Well, I think I know what they're asking. So you do get some ebonics on Quora sometimes, where people are like, what'd you say?
Yeah.
Did you say a turkey burger on Thursday, or did you say a hamburger on Monday? I don't understand.
Yeah.
But I think I know what they're asking. But can you read it again so I can decipher?
Yeah. Who needs their mindset to change?
Okay, got it. Not just we all do. I think my mindset's amazing. But then I read about Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
I heard if you're negative, like he didn't want you around. I'm like, man. So, I always say there's somebody tougher. If we use it as a, boxing. Hey, Mike Tyson was unbeatable, dude.
Yeah.
And yet he got beat.
Yeah.
Right? Conor McGregor, he's been beat up a lot lately. Right? And so, everybody's beatable, so to speak.
Right.
But I think that, there's a lot of people out there that have great mindsets. But I think we can always get better. That's why when, you used to ask me when you were a kid, on a 0.0 scale to 10.0, is it a 10? And I'm like, I don't believe in 10s.
Yeah.
Because if it's a 10, then where else can we go?
Right.
So I'd maybe go 9.9999 to infinity.
Yeah.
There's only really one 10 out there. His name's Jesus. Mm-hmm. Everybody else is iterations of 0.0 all the way up to maybe 9.9 for infinity. But if you're not him, probably not a 10.
Got it. According to you, is it better to secure full-time work or become an entrepreneur?
Again, that's in the eye of the beholder. It's about self-awareness. It's about where you want to be. So 25 years ago, it was more important, obviously, for me to secure employment because I was an employee. Right. Now, I could never imagine going back. Yeah. I would rather just go sleep in the streets and do that kind of thing, right? Yeah. Because that's just where I'm at. So I think, I'm a very black and white thinker, but I think that there's a lot of gray out there. We've talked about before, there's a lot of both and versus either or. Yeah. Right? I used to think there was selfish and selfless. Well, I think there's also for self, right? Where people can get win-win situations. So I think it depends on, who you are and what you're about. And also, today it could be this answer. Tomorrow it could be that answer. The next day it could be something else. Yeah. It's like with my wife when she tried to explain to me about these 47 hair products that I continue to look at when I'm showering, right? I'm looking around, figuring out something I could do. And I started counting her hair products. And I said, well, honey, why do we need 47 hair? I just use lotion. I put it on my face. I wipe my butt with it. I do all kinds of things with just one lotion from the dollar store, just so we're clear. And I'm looking at that bottle. It looks pretty expensive. And I don't know, she went into some cockamamie stories about why she needs this at 9 in the morning and this one at 10 and these 4 at night and this 7. Well, okay, well, you look beautiful to me. I tell her, brush your teeth and put on a hat and let's talk. Yeah. But, to each their own, I guess.
How do you achieve your goals for success?
Well, you just keep on keeping on, right? You remember the little story I think we used to read you? I think I can. Oh, yeah. And we changed it. The little train that was trying to go up the hill. We go, I know I can. I know I can. I did. So on and so forth. But I think it comes down to the same three things. Set your mind, get organized around it, do it, collect data. We call this the individual system. I mean, we simplify it, but there's more to it. But in the end, that's kind of what it is. Collect data and then thoughtfully advance from the data, right? But I think it's over and over and over again, or what we say is measure 10 times, cut once. Right. Now, hopefully you only have to measure twice and cut once, or once and cut once. But the reality is that, You gotta do those things, and you just gotta go for it, man. What even if you're an idiot like my 23-year-old son that kind of looks like you, he does gainers off of somebody's roof into the pool. I don't think it's smart, but guess what? He went for it. That's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
So don't ever do that again.
I think he's a genius. But moving on to the next question.
Jeez.
It says, how can I build everlasting discipline to reach all my goals?
Oh, practice, right? I mean, practice, yeah. Sorry, Iverson, and your sports cards are going up, but not quick enough for me. Yeah, right. I mean, practice makes perfect. I guess I wouldn't have, believed as much in Iverson's thought about practice and Magic Johnson. So Magic Johnson said, I practice extremely hard because I felt like that's how I wanted to be in the game.
Yeah.
Obviously, Iverson doesn't think that.
Yeah.
To each their own. They're both highly successful, and their mantra, that's the way they decide to go and roll. Look, I say if you're not trying to build something that is systemic, usually something bigger, and you just want to go do you, then you can do that. But if you think that you can just do you because you're extremely talented, or what I call the art side of things, and you can't do any of the science, then you're not going to be able to duplicate, because you could go do it all day long, but you're rare, right? You're a rare bird. People are not duplicatable. Systems and structures are. Yeah.
Got it. Okay, so what is entrepreneur experience?
I think it's it's like any other experience. It doesn't matter. You can say entrepreneurism or business or teaching or being an athlete.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I think it comes back to practice, right?
Yeah.
Set your mind around something, get organized around it, go do it, collect data. I mean, right?
Yeah.
It's the same thing over and over and over again. But I think that experience matters. And by the way, this is hilarious. I didn't tell you this. So in another video, I was talking about Malcolm Gladwell, which I said in a blink of an eye,
Oh, yeah.
And then the next sentence I said about 10,000 hours, which is what I was getting ready to say. And I go, yeah, I need to look that up. Who said it? Guess who said that? Malcolm Gladwell.
Oh, both.
I swear, yeah.
That's funny.
And I don't know, I didn't read it again, but I think that I'm right on that. That was hilarious. I mean, what's the chances of that? I need to look that up, and people are going, yeah, it's in the same book, idiot. But I think 10,000 hours, he's right on that, to gain experience.
Yeah.
So I think you just have to go do entrepreneurial type things.
Yeah.
Find underpriced stuff. Go on this trend over here. Today it's cash for gold. Tomorrow it's surfboards, down your street because your street got flooded. The next day it's, tank tops. The next day, I mean, whatever, right? But try different things and gain experience. And, I've said too, which I really like, I looked at, even from a very young age, we did that about me the other day. I tried to take each thing that I did and maximize it, make it the best that it could be.
Right.
So that ultimately, I didn't know when I was young that might help me over here when I was 40. But all of those things help me with experience to get to the next level. So whether you're an employee or an entrepreneur or a businessman, or you're just being a good boyfriend or a husband or blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Do all those things to the best of your abilities, because you don't know where it's going to help you. But I have found it does quite often.
Right.
Yeah. Somewhere along the line, you're like, why did I do that? And 14 years later, you go, oh, because it saved my life. Yeah, or whatever.
So can a non-high school graduate become a freelancer?
Yeah. Right. Listen, again, tradition, that's kind of my pet peeve, right? So systems, because it's a time hack, that's a pet peeve of mine. Mm-hmm. And then there's also that, which is like, look, there's no one way to do something.
Right.
There's no one right way. Might be the right way for you and the wrong way for me.
Yeah.
Right? Then let's take you, for example. You played every possibility of sport, including darts and different things of that nature. And then leaving 8th grade, middle school, you come to me and you go, I'm quitting everything. I want to be the Catholic. What? I'm quitting everything. I want to be the Catholic. All right, let's try it. That was your, the part of what you did. And you did track, but you did long distance running. Yeah. And now you're going to do all these other things. Now that's not a traditional path. But did it work for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it worked amazing.
Mhm.
I mean, you've done things that most people never consider doing. You've done things that most people will never do. You've done things that put you in a position to be in a spot to go to the Olympic trials, which most people would never in a million years get a chance to do that.
Right.
Now, were you good enough to make the Olympics? Probably not.
Right.
But how many people get to go to the Olympic trials? 24 in that event? Yeah. That's pretty good. You were third in the nation at one time. You had a shot.
Yeah.
Right? So, but was that a traditional, method? No. Other people be like, I'm going to be a decathlete since I'm 4 years old because that, like Tiger Woods, swinging the golf club. That's all he did. I couldn't do anything else, and that was the path for him.
Yep.
And then there's everywhere in between. So, to me, I say be self-aware. Find out if you can't be aware, go ask other people what they think. People's, not people, but people's. Go ask other people's. Yeah. No, go ask your peeps, man. Go say, hey, what do you think? Da, 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 da. And eventually you'll come to your own path. But in the meanwhile, don't just analyze it. Go do something.
Right.
Do something always.
If you need to contact Brett or Coach, please do so on his social media accounts, email, and or text. You can find that information in the description below. Again, please like, subscribe, comment, share, and hit the notification bell. Thanks, and we hope you enjoyed.
I need to get better posture.